My journey to Biola is an interesting one. It all starts out with me applying to 3 of the major universities that I was interested in. After sending my application in to mainly 3 schools, I got 3 letters in return. First off, my number 1 choice, Texas Christian University, sent me a letter that put me on the waiting list, which really bummed me out because I truly wanted to go there. Then, my second choice, Azusa Pacific University, sent me an acceptance letter, which I was mildly excited about. My third choice, Biola University, also sent me an acceptance letter. By this time in April, since I was put on the waiting list for TCU, I was forced to come up with a choice of either attending Biola or APU. The deadline to make my choice, May 2nd, was coming up really soon. I prayed every night and asked God to tell me which college I was supposed to go to, and every night, no answer. So, I decided to make the choice on my own of what I thought would be the right pick. After a lot of thinking, I ended up picking APU. Unfortunately, at the time when I made my decision, I was away on a school trip. So, I shot my dad a text telling him to send the down payment to APU because that was my final choice. I made sure that I texted him long enough in advance so that he would have enough time to send in the payment before May 2nd. So that was that. After my trip ended, I came home and I said, "Hey Dad, did you end up sending the check in time?" And he said, "Oh no, I forgot to send the down payment." I was just in complete shock and freaking out. Oh great, what am I going to do now? They will probably not even let me in now because it is past the deadline date. So my family and I did all we could to explain our situation to the admissions counselor at APU and get him to accept my payment late. The admission counselor said he would see what he could do. Then, I sadly got an email from him telling me that he was sorry, but the only choices now for me are to be put on the waiting list or wait till spring. So, I sadly took the waiting list option. I was now down to no options because May 2nd had passed and was the deadline for all schools that I applied to. I thought maybe I could give Biola a call and see if they will accept my late payment. Biola, without even hesitating, said, "Of course, we are glad that you emailed us and hope to have you here in the fall." I was so shocked and just so happy that I had a for sure in to my third choice. So it was settled. I was going to pick Biola. But literally the next day, Texas Christian University, my first choice, emailed me telling that I was off the waiting list and that I was accepted. I was so happy I couldn't even speak. In that same week, APU called me and told me that they pulled all these strings and I was in for good. I literally could not believe it. I went from having no choices to having my top 3 choices. This was the point in my life where I had to do some major thinking and praying. As I look back on all the series of events that occurred, I realized one thing. I finally realized which university God was trying to tell me to go to. It was Biola. If it weren't for me being waitlisted for TCU and my dad forgetting the down payment for APU, I would not have realized that Biola was the one school I was supposed to be at. So that was it. After all that, I'm here at Biola University and I'm loving it. Biola was always there and stuck with me through the whole process, and I'm so glad that they did. Well, that's a short version of a very long story of how I ended up here at Biola.